Hello and welcome to Toby Haydock's Time Travels. It's just a short one to end the week on. As you know, Toby Haydock's Time Travels provides you with 3 podcasts. Happy Times and Places has just clocked up 50 episodes. It's me watching Doctor Who and trying to excrete facts and positivity into a cocktail that is hopefully both entertaining and informative. I've had some pretty good guests, haven't I? TV writer Emma Reeves, whose contribution aired just as her new revival of Tracy Beaker absolutely stormed it on TV. Radio scribe Dan Rebelato reignited all our loves for the Rebos operation. And what about the comic and musician Daryl McLean and his wonderful pulpy celebration of The Chase?
Let's all go back to 1965. We'll feed the pigeons and hope it never ends. Because what's 2 years among friends when he sends us back home? Let's all go back.
Well, what a preview's for, if not to promise, there are plenty more guests of that quality still to come.
One man trying to find something nice to say about any episode of Doctor Who. Toby, I salute you. My name is Ben. Like Toby, I'm a writer for Doctor Who magazine.
So I am Andrew Cartmel. For my sins, I script edited Doctor Who.
Hello, I'm Izzy Lawrence. I'm a comedian, I am a history presenter, and I also write children's books.
I'm Andrew Smith. I'm a writer.
Hi there, this is Annie Wallace here. I play Sally Sinclair on Channel 4's Hollyoaks.
Hello, my name's Dara Carville. I'm a playwright and screenwriter. I'm the creator of the ITV crime drama The Bay.
And don't worry, people are kind. Someone's going to choose something easy like Genesis of the Daleks soon.
You've asked me to nominate a story, and I'm nominating Four to Doomsday because nobody else will.
I said someone will choose a classic like Genesis of the Daleks?
And the story I've chosen for Happy Times and Places is Underworld.
Genesis, anyone?
The story I've chosen is the Peter Davison classic adventure from 1984, Warriors of the Deep.
Oh, come on now, this is getting silly.
My choice of Doctor Who episode is The Girl in the Fireplace, classic David Tennant.
Right, thank you.
Story that I'm going to nominate for Toby is The Curse of Peladon.
The Case of Androzani.
The Ark in Space.
Okay, still no Genesis of the Daleks, but at least I've worked out who my real friends are.
The Dominators.
Go away. Never mind Happy Times and Places. Let's not forget Indefinable Magic, with its remit to, well, go anywhere in time and space. There's a few interesting ones of those coming up as well. I know there are words that I wouldn't know now as a wheezing, groaning adult if I hadn't encountered them when I was a child with a pleasant, open face. To explain cricket simply is like describing Doctor Who as a TV programme about a person with a face. To capture its essence, you need a bit of detail. And also, explanation doesn't always help. I mean, try explaining Hellbent or the Mythmakers or the Day of the Doctor and see if you can do them justice or capture the experience of watching them, especially to someone who's never shown any interest in Doctor Who before. You may as well throw fish at a Lithuanian from the Middle Ages for all the sense you'll make. I remember a recent BBC bigwig, I'm not going to tell you her name, it seems only fitting, saying that only actors' mums were interested in who was in what. That is simply not true. People, and I mean normal people who go to work and do jobs and go to the pub without ever thinking, oh, that bloke off of the Beecham's advert was Unstoff in the Rebos operation, but also a puppeteer on Spitting Image, what a CV. No, normal people love going, oh, isn't that so-and-so from so-and-so? I had a flatmate at college who had a pathological desire to say that someone was someone who they clearly weren't. He swore blind that Stuart Bevan, espied in something, was Dennis Waterman, and having credits about my person was the only way to prove to him that he was talking tommyrot, and that he must never, at any point, be responsible for picking someone out of an identity parade, lest a massive miscarriage of justice ensue. And finally, too much information, telling you in certifiable detail everything you need to know, and much you might not, about every single episode of Doctor Who. These are once a month at the moment, or as close to that as I can manage, because frankly they take a lot of time. And did you know there's a sister podcast called open brackets far, close brackets, too much information? You don't? Well, that's because I don't really like to keep interrupting the free broadcasts with adverts, as, well, I'm a public service broadcasting kind of guy. But I do these in my own time, some of which needs to be spent earning a living, so far too much information is available for patrons only. Patrons? Yes, on my Patreon page, patreon.com/Toby Haydock, where for as little as £3 per month, you can get access to all sorts of stuff. And I've been told I don't plug it enough in the body of the podcasts. I always do the plugs at the end. Again, I'm trying to be polite. Anyway, if you were to become a patron, and as I say, they're telling me to plug and plug away, you will get monthly Ask Me Anything sessions. Because my uncle was the he was the one who had the glorious metropolitan showbiz life. I think he once met someone called Sally, who was in Blake 7, that was how he put it, at a party once, and I just thought this was terribly exciting. And he was the first person I knew that had pesto. You'll get comedy work in progress videos and audio.
You will never take a Victoria Wood or Jason Orange. You will never take the fact that nothing rhymes with orange.
You will get treasures from my archive, plays, performances, sketches, all sorts.
Grand Designs of the Third Kind by Toby Haydock.
And yes, you'll get, open brackets, far, close brackets, too much information, which contains this sort of thing. So here we are, going to take the 4 existing script versions of the pilot in chronological order and break their development down in a bit more detail. It is revealed that Doctor Who, when they met, had given Chesterton a cigarette which contains a drug which prevents the mind from recognising the improbable. And so Chesterton had accepted Susan into the school. Once again, the policeman is back and nearly crashed into. He gives them directions which coincide with the ones Miss Canning was insisting upon all along. If you hadn't been nagging me, I'd have seen it, doubles down Chesterton regarding their missed turn. Chesterton continues his campaign for unlikability with, "The only thing worse than a woman driver is a woman backseat driver, or side seat driver." For some reason, Miss Canning doesn't hit him in the balls. Since the earlier instalment of Far Too Much Information, in which I declared it pretty impossible that I'd ever be able to find any details out about the Coal Hill school kid we know and love as Kenneth Williams, I have found out more about the Coal Hill school kid we know and love as Kenneth Williams. Non-patrons get about an hour's worth of material a week, which is why I make no apology for using Friday's slot for this, which is essentially, I suppose, a trailer, because on Monday you got too much information about the Firemaker. So, patrons get at least 2 hours of material a week, and Happy Times and Places and Indefinable Magic are at least 2 months ahead, and I'm planning to increase that gap so that it becomes even more worthwhile to be a patron. Currently, Too Much Information is about a month ahead, but as I say, the gaps are increasing. So, if you have been enjoying these releases and would like to hear more, or you'd like to get programmes early, then please go to patreon.com/Toby Haydock and sign up. You are charged immediately upon joining, but that gives you access to hours of material unavailable anywhere else. And of course, there's loads more of people just loving Doctor Who.
So, Fear Her is one of those stories that's, I didn't realise until quite recently, is rather unloved.
Would it kill someone to choose Genesis of the Daleks?
The Bones of Naimon.
Time Flight.
Time of the Rani.
The Celestial Time.
The Time Monster.
I really do need to choose my friends more carefully, don't I? Which is where you come in. www.patreon.com/Toby Haydock. And here's to many more happy times and places with too much information in them, creating an atmosphere of indefinable magic. Thanks for your support for the first 6 months of Toby Haydock's time travels, and here's to another 6 months and beyond. Alright, plug over, ta-ta.